So cool. Like before it gets going, like what do you went to a testing center, obviously, right? How did that go? Like, what was it like in there?
It was, well, it's my third time taking the test, but it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty much standard besides the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a little funky with the little, they didn't give you a pen and paper. They kind of gave you like a little dry erase marker and pad.
Yeah,
But other than that, it was
that's good. So the previous, so what was,
easy peasy.
that's good. So you took it twice and failed. What was different this time? Like, what made the biggest difference this time?
Actually, you guys teaching the concepts rather just force feeding material for people to go home and read. So, I mean, you can read 1,000 pages, but if you don't understand what you're reading, you're just processing words.
Very true. That's cool. So, one of the things that like before the accelerator, what were like the biggest challenges for you as far as like the PMP and like how did you kind of feel with those? Like what did it kind of like what state did you put you in like pre accelerator? Locked up. Locked up, dude. Then you're back.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my connection that's just keep throwing me off.
I'm sorry if it's mine. I don't know. It might be midday or something like that. Maybe my neighborhood, they're going there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool. All right. All right, let's see if we can do it. If we can reschedule, we reschedule. No big deal. So like the first like before you got into the accelerator, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced, and how did that make you kind of feel as far as when you started prepping?
Um, the accelerator kind of forced me to lock down and put a timetable on everything.
Mhm.
So with the classes set up and say, hey, try to dedicate 4 hours, and I try to put myself on that path of saying, okay, these hours are for this. If I'm working, I'm gonna stop at certain time, and then I'm gonna concentrate on the accelerator and kind of going through everything step by step in sequence helped me out a lot instead of floating around the book and doing different things.
That's good. That's good. Now, how long once you started the accelerator did it take you to kind of go from like start date till pass? How long did that roughly take you?
It was probably about 30 days. So I got into the accelerator program. I was in the your original program,
Mm-hmm.
and then I seen the accelerator, so I got involved in it. I reached out to you, and you was telling me about the accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
Signed up for it, and it just seemed everything just started clicking.
That's cool, man. So what specifically was different? Like I know like you've done some stuff before, but like when you got into the accelerator, what was different? What made it click? Like what describe that to me if you would please?
It's the methodology that you use. So like going through the flows, different ways of doing like EVM, the stories behind things, just not just plain text facts. So it made me concentrate on things, and you start finding little tricks, and you remember them yourselves because of the different concepts that you guys teach.
Mhm. That's cool, man. How are the coaching calls for you? Did you find those effective and helpful? And talked about that a little bit if you could.
Yeah, that helped out a lot too. Usually, most people think when you get a wrong answer, it's bad. But when we got a wrong answer and then everybody walked through it and then people challenged each other, challenged you, it just made things, click a little bit better. Made me feel like I'm not by myself, especially if I got something wrong and my logic behind getting it wrong. Someone else felt the same way. And then we walked through it and said, okay.
That's cool, man. Like, do you think after you went through this and kind of the new way of looking at stuff, has it affected you any, like about how you lead projects or look at projects or how good you are as a project manager? Has been any impact there?
Oh, definitely. Just being able to align things up in a certain order, going back, being able to reflect on what I learned, I definitely will help me out be a better project manager or leader in general in anything I do.
That's cool, man. Why did you get the PMP to begin with?
Well, I was a project manager um, for 5 years. and then I took the class, and then I failed the exam, and then I got out of the industry I was in. But it was just always something that was on the shelf, and I was like, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish it.
Yeah. And just, yeah, that's good. So like a lot of people, when they get through it, they're like, the question that I get asked all the time is like, how do I know if I'm ready? So was there a point in your mind when you're like, I know I'm ready at this point? Like, was there something that told you that you were ready?
Honestly, no, but I kind of felt more confident than I felt previously. Knowing that I knew how to read questions, I may have not known the answer
Mm-hmm.
exactly, but how to eliminate answers and then go with my gut, at the best out of two. When I got to that 50-50 mark, that
Mm-hmm.
really helped out. I wasn't at a 25% chance anymore. I was at a 50% chance of getting the question right. So
Nice. Well, that's good. And it obviously worked. Did you know how well you did? Did you get like a printout of the score?
yeah, I actually did bad in the biggest part. I got below target in planning,
Okay.
and I got it right here. I got above target and everything else.
All right. So you got 4 above targets. That's not so bad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. So like it's been a journey, right? You failed twice and you came back. Is there anything that now you realize that that makes a difference, or that common people don't believe, or something that you're like, oh, this doesn't matter, or this does matter, like something in your head that like normal people think about PMP that now you realize isn't true? Anything like that?
Yeah, I mean that you can actually pass the test. Like a lot of people, they put a lot of emphasis on how difficult the test is and how many people actually fail. So I've been to a couple of classes, and they said, "Man, this test is really hard. The chances of people failing if you don't study X amount of hours. They put the fear." And that's one thing you guys never did was talk about the fear side of it. You always said, "All right, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to get through it." And you guys always checked up with the coaches call, having people available on chat groups, just being able to read the comments that people were going through stuff. Say, okay, I know the answer to that. I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm really, really glad that that was good. I mean, I looked through your results and they look good. And the coaches, like, who did you have for like the individual coaches? Who did you go to on those calls?
Ian.
Ian. Okay. And what was the experience like in those coaching calls? Did you like them? What was it like? How did it help you? Kind of talk me through
Oh yeah,
that.
it was good. He brought a lot of knowledge, not just from PMP, but just from his career, and kind of blended it in and kind of made everybody feel comfortable. It wasn't so formal where you felt like you were just spending an hour of going to like a military school, just sitting there listening and answering questions.
That's awesome.
You engaged each other. You made it interesting.
That's cool, man. I'm glad it was helpful and stuff, and glad we could support you the entire way. Um, in your mind, would you recommend the Accelerator to people, and then why would you recommend it to them?
uh, it works. I mean, like anything else, if it works, people are willing to recommend it. I actually learned a lot of things that I probably will use in other aspects of learning. I like it so much. I actually offered my sister because she wants to get her PMP. I told her I'd pay for it for her. So when she's ready, I'm sending her your way.
That's awesome, dude. That's really good. Dude, this is really, really cool, man. I really appreciate you sharing it with me. I know you're gonna have a drink. It is 2:30, which I'm on board with that. But like, what else are you gonna do now that you got all this free time? Like new job, or like what with the PMP? What is it gonna help you do, man?
Oh well, I have my own business now, and
Right.
my partners, um, one of them actually has his PMP, and I do most of the operation stuff. So just to put it on our resume for things we
Nice.
put out, we have multiple PMPs working for the company. So when we do a lot of project work and different things, just to have those qualifications now, almost like mandatory in every industry.
Right on. Well, that's good that you got that. It can just kind of get you in the door maybe with some of these contracts. So that'd be really cool. All right, cool. If you had like advice for other people that are like in the same boat that you were, what would be your advice? What matters and makes a difference in studying for PMP from your perspective?
One, don't give up. Take your time. When you're ready, you'll be ready. I set a goal for myself
Hmm.
and try to work my way towards the goal. I mean, sometimes you'll fall a little bit short on your timeline and your schedule, I was one of the people who got I had my test scheduled pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and then COVID happened, then I couldn't get a test, and then I was studying on my own. I just felt like I was in the middle of nowhere, stumbled upon, your information and just started going through it and was like, oh man, I want to take the test now, trying to speed up the process before I forget the stuff. So
That's
it all
awesome,
worked
man.
out.
That's good, dude. Well, that is really great. We appreciate you jumping on and sharing with us. So, yeah, man, I'm proud. You got 4 above targets. It's pretty darn good. So, congrats on that. And if you ever need any more help, we got PDU stuff and all the rest of it coming on down the pipe. So, we'll hook you up there and your sister. So simple as
All
that.
right.
That's cool. All right, man. Cool.
Thank you for your help.